Good morning everybody and welcome to this week's Headmaster's weekly video diary blog. It's the first entry after our resumption at half term and today is Friday the 5th of June. So firstly, it has been truly exhilarating to see pupils back in the school. We have welcomed around 65% of year 6 and all of our small year 1 cohort back in, and I can speak for all of the teachers when I say it has been really lovely to see you and actually to hear you, just to feel as though the school is being filled up with actual people once more, because teaching is an innately human profession, and much as we've done a great job, as have you, working from home, there's no substitute for being in the school where we can really make a positive difference to all of you and of course the happiness that you yourselves bring to us, the adults at the other end of the equation. We hope very much to be welcoming year 10s back in on the 15th of June in some capacity, and we will write to you with further details as and when we know more, and I hope that the government guidelines will allow us to see more of you before we break up for the summer holiday, but we shall just have to wait and see. But nonetheless, it has been really refreshing and super just to see some boys back into the school. So this month is June, and commonly believed to be named after the Roman goddess Juno, who was married to the supreme god Jupiter. June is a summer month, obviously. It is the start of summer in June, and it is a month that's commonly associated with weddings, families and rebirth. And the reason I'm saying that is because I'm asking for a friend, so no need to thank me now, Miss Smith. You can just wait and see what happens, only joking. But it is of course the month in which the summer solstice takes place. June the 21st is the longest day in the northern hemisphere, the day which has the most hours of sunlight, and on the other side of the world it will be the opposite. It will be their winter solstice, the day in which they see the least sunlight. And this was an incredibly important day, particularly in times of pagan ceremony, where the whole day and the whole meaning of the solstice was very much encompassed around family, conception and new birth. So what we are really seeing is a continuation here of that renaissance I talked about in April and May through the end of spring, growing into summer. And in terms of our mental attitude and positive energies, this is the time of year at which we should all be reaching our zenith. We should all be achieving our potential. So just try and think as positively and as forcefully as you can that actually the sunshine that we've been enjoying is all a force for good, and it's providing you, I hope, with a springboard to do as much as you possibly can, both in terms of your work and in terms of what you can do in and around the house. Now, in my newsletter, I've also referenced George Floyd, who has, in terms of his untimely death, dominated rightly the news pages this week, and we have seen huge protests the length and breadth of America, and of course even in London as well, because it has invoked, unfortunately, just the worst kind of aspects of our society and inequality. And it is truly galling to see that something like this could happen in this day and age. And I think I speak for the whole Kingswood House community when I say that we stand in solidarity and want our society to become a better, a more open, transparent and robust place where anybody from any colour or creed can find their way, their pathway in life and expect to be treated fairly. And as individuals at Kingswood House, we have a strong set of values, the Kingswood House way, and I'm proud of that. We place an emphasis on culture and behaviour and treating others as you'd wish to be treated yourself. And that platform is just as important for us, if not more important, than the acquisition of just academic grades. And when you reflect, boys, when you reflect on the kind of person that you want to be, I want you to answer not in terms of financial motivation, not in terms of thinking I want to win the lottery or I want to have a well-paid job. I want you to think about it in terms of I want to be a good friend. I want to be somebody who's respected, who's trusted for being kind. And I think kindness is the currency in which we all need to trade. And if we're able to achieve that, the world would be a much, much better place. Now, we have a few dispatches this week, so I'm going to start now. In lower prep, well done to Zane, who's received a commendation for making a boat in Forest School. Zachary Bland has received a commendation for writing a great dialogue between Batman and a villain. Well done to all of Year 2 for working so hard and concentrating when working over teams, whilst Year 1 have been in school and you have known that. Mrs. Henry is really pleased with the way you've responded and shown great maturity. In Year 3, there have been Headmasters Awards for geography projects. Cameron Edwards, who did Spain, Hugo Hawksley, Greece, Fraser Schmidt, Poland, Lewis, Hungary, Ryan, Finland, Frankie Wintle, Paris, Sebastian Phillips, Paris, Ben Scunamore, Venice, and Torin, Scotland. So well done to you, boys. In Year 4, Lucas has worked really well in 4S, especially in science. Well done. 4L have all made a great start. Singled out here are Benji Adams for mathematics, Byron Miller and Peter Summers for detailed reports on wolves, Jamil for another fantastic violin performance, and Max Kenner for a great bar chart of everyone's birthday in the class. And lots of commendations for various things: Benji Adams, Byron Miller, Peter Summers, Jamil, Edward Bishop, Zach Willans, Reese Bishop, Harrison Wallace, and Max Kenner, to name but a few. Well done to you, boys. Into upper prep, Kieran Schmidt in Year 5 for fantastic perseverance and creativity. You are achieving your potential. Well done to you. Ben S in 5S for being a great citizen at home, creating a desk tidy for his dad. Very clever and practical, it's noted here. And Hanara for being a really good citizen at home and for hand making a gift for your family. Lauti and Jack Saville, well done to you, boys. You have really impressed with your start generally after half term. Commendations nominated here for George Dyson, Daniel Giles, Henry Rusko, Jackson Worth and Lauti Jasnikowski. And in 5S, mathematics for Harry Peters and Kieran Schmidt. Well done, boys. And Daniel Giles has been nominated here. Well done for being ready on teams at the start of your lesson, producing some great work. Connor Towers also for your work by Madame Swift in French. Commendations also for Daniel Giles, Jackson Worth in 5C from Madame Swift. Also to Jack Guiney for a PowerPoint on ladybirds, and James Miller for research on frogs nonetheless. Wow, that sounds fascinating. Well done also to Hanara Choi again for your maths presentation. Every piece of work is beautifully laid out according to Mrs. Sieber. Into Year 6, well done to Oliver Dimmock, who has been inspired by the illustrator Rob Biddulph and has used his online tutorials to produce his own drawings, which you can see in the newsletter. Well done to you. And Mrs. Dean would like to congratulate Elliot Nicolau and Max Lopez for settling back into school so well this week after half term. Well done to you two. Into Year 7, Max in 7BA has worked really well and got accommodation for mathematics. Ted, well done to you for practicing your canoeing and even conquering a fear of swimming in the sea. Wow, I'd like to have seen that. I wonder where you did that. And well done also for painting a pebble to give to somebody, according to Miss Black. That sounds great. And James Carr, you've had a terrific week. You've been nominated for being a good citizen at home. You have created a frame for your family, and you've also helped out doing the gardening. You've watered the plants and understood the minerals that they need to grow. And you've also been nominated by Mrs. Weston, I think, for your work in RS. So great week for you. And also to Jamie de Selincourt, well done. You've worked really well over half term and your teachers have noticed how much work you have produced. So that's good to hear. Your first nomination in Dispatches, I think. And well done also to Oscar, Ted again, and James again, because you've been nominated by Miss Black for your contribution and enthusiasm to the subject enrichment programme so far. In Year 8, Pete and Anthony, you've been nominated by Mr. Lordy for exceptionally hard work and really embracing the concept of working independently from home. Your work is of good quality and you're making good progress, so well done to you boys. And into the seniors in Year 9, Max Mitchell-Nesbitt, Angelo Cooper, Ewan Walker, always happy to contribute and share their answers and discuss science topically with Miss Black, well done. And into Year 10, Eddie Monk is continuing to work with great endeavour, always enthusiastic and showing a good understanding and commitment. So well done, Eddie. And So-Yoon Lee in Year 10 for great work in computer science from Mrs. Webb. And in terms of citizenship generally, which is our value for this half of the term, our subject value, Fraser Schmidt nominated again for being a great citizen at home, and he's made a beast charmer, which sounds wonderful. It can be used to charm a very savage beast called Shalgalore, apparently, who can be seen on the side of the instrument. So do let me see that when you can. I think it's in the newsletter, but if not, then do bring it in when you're next in school, Fraser. I'd love to see it. And Cameron and Frankie are bringing great music to their homes in lower prep by making instruments from objects that they found in their houses and then showcasing their talents. What a great idea. Super initiative from you two younger boys. Well done. And Mrs. Weston would like to single out in RS, James Carr, Anthony Miernick, Joe Schooling, Ben Schumacher and Hanara Choi. Again, crikey Hanara, you've had a wonderful week. You boys have been showcasing great citizenship and understanding in your RS lessons. So lots and lots of great work going on here at the school and also at home. Do enjoy the weekend. Keep in touch with us. Do, parents, please send in anything of interest or anything of note that might get your sons into the Headmaster's Dispatches next week. It is always wonderful to read out new names as well as to congratulate those who are becoming a recurring theme. In the meantime, stay alert, keep washing your hands, and please, please remember the values of respect, integrity and endeavour. Fundamentally, treating others as we would wish to be treated, trying to create an equal, fair and balanced society where all of us are actually charting our aspirations in terms of the kind of people that we'd like to be, rather than objective, materialistic aims that will do others no good at all. Thank you very much.